Julien Davy, CEO of Acadia Silver Exploration. As I mentioned previously, Julien, I will come on the screen at probably about the 20-second mark just to prompt you that your time is almost up. So the screen is all yours.
Thank you very much, Lindsay, and thank you for giving us a chance to participate in this fun challenge. So I'm the CEO of Silver Acadia, and I will start with a simple observation. Today in mining, some of the biggest discoveries don't happen because someone finds a completely new project. They more likely happen because someone looks at an existing project, but differently. And that's exactly what is happening with our flagship project in New Brunswick, where we are. It's the Nicolas-Denis project. For decades, it was explored with a priority on zinc. We are in the famous VMS Bathurst mining camp, New Brunswick. They had mills, smelter, all fine-tuned to produce mostly zinc and lead. Other commodities exist, yes, but it was considered as byproducts. On our Nicolas-Denis project, hundreds of drill holes were completed, resources were estimated, and there were a tremendous amount of work that was done with the same zinc focus. When I joined Silver Acadia a year ago, we asked one simple question: why are there so many exceptional silver and gold intercepts throughout the property, yet no one has really explored it as a silver and gold system? That question changed our entire exploration strategy. Instead of looking at isolated occurrences, we began to look for a district-scale precious metal system. Today, Silver Acadia controls more than 250 square kilometers in the famous Bathurst mining camp, with the focus on Nicolas-Denis, a project that already contained, as you can see here on the screen, a lot of data. Our job was to make that data speak. If we zoom in a little bit in that red area, we see that we use a lot of modern geological tools and interpretation, and we recognize a multiple high-grade silver that multiple high-grade silver and gold zones could be connected together, and they were all along the same mineralized corridor extending on a minimum of 3 kilometers. And more importantly, there aren't isolated high-grade veins. There are broad mineralized envelope containing high-grade ore shoots, the kind of geometry we hope to see. The first drill program we did in the last winter, validate that first concept. We intercept grades like 328 grams per ton silver over 25 meters with some gold also. So today we have a market capitalization of approximately 15 million. We are well funded. Additional assay results are pending, and we are preparing phase 2 drilling with the objective that is clear for us: demonstrate that the Nicolas-Denis is not a collection of isolated showings, but a connected district scale silver and gold system. And if we are right, if we are able to demonstrate that, we won't have discovered a new district, but recognize the true potential of an overlooked one. Thank you very much.
Wow, well done. I mean, you had it down to like the very last second, so good for you. I'm going to throw this over to the judges now. Ellen, we'll start with you on this one.
Oh, this one is, it's a tough one. So can you tell us a little bit more about your background and why you joined this company?
Yeah, thank you for asking that. By training, I'm a geologist with an MBA, and I working in exploration, mineral exploration since 1998. I've completed a master's degree in the Quebec Appalachian region, actually, and that is really relevant because we are talking about the same rocks here. 15 years ago, I had the opportunity to work with a Quebec-based investment fund, and that allows me to give me more exposure on the capital markets and on the strategic financing itself. And what attracts me to Silver Acadia, I would say two major aspects. The first, that I recognize the geological potential. It was familiar for me. And the second aspect is the fact that Silver Acadia has a shareholder base which is largely composed of long-term and committed investors.
Perfect. Okay, we're going to move on. Miranda, the mic is all yours.
Thank you, Julien. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
Yeah, this is really interesting because, from our coming at it from sort of the nexus of precious metals financing with investors with precious metals, we're keen on silver, right, and the associated sort of polymetallic systems. You said you're well funded. What cash do you have on hand? What capital, and what's the plan for the next 9-12 months to you talked about an exploration project, drive exploration.
Yes, so we still have over 2 million in the bank. It's enough to do what we have, what we are ongoing right now. It's the field. We have a field program with several geologists on the ground. We need to validate more, to cover more surface right now, and everything is to prepare phase 2. Phase 2 drilling will be between 10 and 15,000 meters of drilling, with the idea of doing some infill drilling to demonstrate that we have that minimum of 100 grams per ton silver halo, broad and wide mineralized zone with or higher grades ore shoots in it. So we are going to do an infill program probably with 150 meter spacing lines, covering that 3 kilometer. So this is not going to be enough, 2 million, of course, we know that, but we are backed by really interesting shareholders that are already willing to finance us on the next round.
All right. Gervais, we're going to take it home for us.
Yeah, I was going to ask because this area has been worked quite a lot. Do you have access to certain sort of shafts and things which give you better understanding of the geology?
That is part of the really interesting things in New Brunswick. When you are working on a project and you quit that project, it is required by the government that you give all the core and all the information. So we have access to over 50,000 meters of historical core physically. And we did a lot of core scanning, for example, last year. So that gives us a lot of information that wasn't in the log or wasn't even logged at all. For example, we have areas that are in the mineralized zone but are not assayed for silver and gold. They were only focusing on zinc and lead at the time, and because we are on the margin of on the edge of the north edge of the Bathurst mining camp, the zinc grade wasn't so hot as the one in the heart of the Bathurst mining camp. So they were considered this project as marginal. But if you look at the other project, the other commodities with silver and gold, we could see that we have a little bit different type of geology to it. It's an epithermal system instead of VMS system. So that's why we have high grade silver numbers above 1,000 grams per ton. And they are accessible. They are still accessible within that historical core that we have.
Can you see them as separate bands within rock, or are they similar in terms of color and friability with the other rock?
Could you please ask this question again? Sorry.
So what I'm asking is, how different is the high grade silver? Does it look different? Are there factors about it which make it easy for you to identify?
It looks different, definitely. We know that we have at least 2 mineralized phases, probably 3, because we see them cross-cutting each other. There is deformation happen over 20 million years, so it's a long time for all that hydrothermal system that was going on. So we know that we have several phases cross-cutting each other. And we see that some are related to sphalerite, so we're not able to see the silver when it's associated with sphalerite. But in other cases, we do see some pure silver mineralization. So it depends on which phases we're talking about. But in some area, we have high grade numbers that are related to sphalerite, and other that are really pure free silver minerals.
Is there any scope for picking or sorting with some of the previous tailings? Does that give you any chance to get any access to high-grade ore?
Maybe on the Nigadu deposit, which is on the east side of our project, probably the one that is the closer, the historical mine that is the closest from our project, and it's probably the same type of epithermal. We didn't ask for to have access to that. It's a good question, actually. We will see if that's feasible.
Brilliant.
Perfect. Great job. Thank you so much for that presentation.
Thank you.
And